Hi guys, a very good evening. Masora say, Ma Squira say. So a very interesting story, and a very sad story at the same time is developing. And this story has been reported over the past few days, but we need to weigh in and take a look on how deep this thing is happening. This happened to a ZBC radio presenter, where she was threatened with a transfer to Bulawayo if she refused the Lula Lula. So we need to take a look onto this story wholeheartedly and reflect, because this has been happening in this industry, for not only in the broadcasting industry but everywhere. It has been happening, especially in the government. There are so many people vanotori nevana nemasubordinates avo at work, simply because they forced themselves on them because of these threats. Just remember kuti munhu anenge abva kumba kusina na chinhu, and you are threatened to be fired, you are threatened with all sorts of things so that they can lula you. But let us hear from this and then have a discussion.
Your programming should include Zimbabwe back on national team business. Say was
Right.
My friend, straight up, not running away from things. Tell me if you don't want to do it. Who wants to get a blower? What to do with that kid? Because of what you are. I'm never going to treat you with kid gloves. You're not a kid.
No, I'm not.
I'm just going to pick up yellow, white, and black. And to release some eyelashes, release some powder. So, you don't deserve being
but she did be mixed with work, though. The pleasure of it.
Both.
So the pleasure has to be mixed.
Yeah, you don't separate the two.
Wow. Okay.
We are never going to separate the two.
So if I don't do it, I'm going to go home.
You go back to Blawa, not home.
Right.
You go back to Blawa. I'll send you back to Blawa.
So no bedroom, no.
When I
go back to Blawa.
I'll send you back to Blawa. The power and I'll implement it. You want to see how to do it.
Okay, the first point you're good, I need to put in the work. I do understand it though.
You don't jump up and get this bus. Would you jump up and get this bus? Because I didn't do what work are you putting me? You want to wake.
Yeah.
Independence will explain to this thing start. You go to the bus and get a setup with the other color.
Papa and Skuram.
In ZBC, it's a typical top management technocrat. You deserves to get paid. You don't. For crying out loud, you don't deserve pay. I'm there for you, protecting you, for which you're not appreciating. Or when you put a silly in the morning.
Because I just wanted to understand that is any guarantee.
You don't understand and you are concentrating on the less important issues of the whole issue. Those are the most important issues of the whole issue. The critical issues is what I'm talking about now. And if not that.
All right. So if I
don't just talk about being a lion. I am a lion.
Right. So what if I do put in my work? What if I do put in my work then and I
that means that you can't separate the two. This is
so I'm supposed to.
It's loud and clear.
So I'm supposed to go and have sex in order for you to.
Why are you shouting about that?
I'm not shouting. I'm just
do the right things right.
Right.
Simple. Simple. And you can't bend the news. You can't separate the two. Never think about separating the two. And please, I told you, stop thinking. This is a knowledge economy.
Wow.
This is a practice economy. I have shouted about practical realities of life.
All right. But I can't put in my work.
If you can't take that advice, these lions will maul you.
Okay, let's all right, let's negotiate.
In my way.
So you want to devour me?
Being you.
Right.
Yeah. You are not anyone ordinary to me.
Is it because I'm a pretty girl? Is that it?
Yes, no.
What is it then?
It's not because you are pretty. It's because you have become special.
In what sense?
In the way you are behaving. And I want to deal with that.
Especially in what way?
In what? In the way you are behaving. Yeah. In the way you are behaving. You. Ini nyaya idzi dzatakagarira pano panyika kusvika mwana anitora.
But then what did I negotiate? I'll put in my work. Maybe you're in the bedroom. You don't believe.
You think you can tell me that you will? Buddha. What are you putting on the table?
I just say that I'll put in my work. Yeah. But look, as my dad.
This 48, typical lights out. Give that over clear direction. Yes, it's my job, and I'm the fundi, I'm the more experienced, I'm the more educated.
Yeah, that's why we come to you, Gavati. Let's say for us to be better broadcasters. I'm very fresh in the broadcasting.
Yeah. But
and I wouldn't want to be lost in broadcasting.
You being you. You're not the ordinary person guiding around. Are you?
So Team Zimbabwe, this pains me because kune vana vakawanda vatinotoziva vemadhara iwayayo in these organizations, be it kuma ministries, kuma commissions, everywhere. Kune vana vakawanda. The thing is, if you take a look on the selection criteria from day one, it's not about competency. It's about how sexy you look. It's about how able you are to open your legs from the selection process. So the bigger percentage of the people who are getting these jobs, the women, a very long time, and it starts when they get these jobs. But at a certain point in time, you get tired of being ridden by useless people. These people, most of them, they are now sick. These old men, they are now sick. And at first, they will tell you, okay, let us protect. But going forward, they will tell you, aiwa, tichapfekera chiita zvijara ndakuda kumbonzwawo kuti role yakaita sei. Those are the statements they use. And at the end of the day, these young girls, they are given children, not only child, given children by these men. And if you take a look on other women who are married, they'll be given children after children. And you wonder, when you meet the boss of your wife and you take a look on your kids, you find the similarity, and you become angry, but there is nothing you can do about it. Because the moment you speak about it, you'll be told, I'm now divorcing you. And because of these influential people, you lose everything. So most men, they're just pretending. But vari kunyatsozwa kuti mwoyo mavo vari kutsva because vanenge vachatsoona kuti uyu mwana akafanana nashefu, but kuti hazvitaurike because unonzi ndokuramba, you see. So it's happening, and it's very difficult. Myself, I don't put the blame on the victim. I put the blame on the systems we have in Zimbabwe. They failed to protect these people from sexual predators for a very long time. The government has failed in that regard. Even if at work we have senior ladies who are there, you hear them telling other junior ladies that you have to comply. So you'd understand kuti this kind of thing has been happening for a very long time, and who suffers at the end is that employee who risks being chased out of work because of these predators. So ndozva zviri zvikanzi manje anenge atopromotwa Mhandu uyu ndo vanodiwa muzano. Okay, zvikanzi hanzi chandipotsa ichi, hanzi okay, it's about this lady. I think you have to replay, because we played this audio. It's about 5 minutes long. Anga chikumbirwa Lula Lula na chef. Zvikanzi it's very horrifying and nothing. Zvikanzi at all corners in Zimbabwe we are falling apart. Sexual exchanges are now a part of the criteria for work. I agree with you. I've seen this happening with my two eyes. I know living testimonies of people who were giving children by their superiors. but there is nothing they can do. There is nothing you can also do as an individual, except there is a will from the government itself to deal with the matters of importance. At a certain point of time, there was a suggestion to say, can't we and keep it, so that when when a birth certificate is finally produced, we can actually match within the computer systems to know by DNA who is the father of this child. Because just imagine if the whole population was genetically documented from the past, you would just need DNA for you to ascertain who is the father of this child, even without the presence of the father, through DNA samples and matches. And that would solve some issues around paternity issues in the nation of Zimbabwe. But some of the comrades who are resisting this idea are the comrades who know for sure that they will be picked with this system to have impregnated so many women who were their subordinates, and it won't end well. So I do not know, guys, what you really think, but how can we resolve this problem? It's a matter of discussion. I believe that we need to have a serious conversation on how we can protect our women from being predated, because umwe achatorarirwa chitupa, umwe agorarirwa passport, because avanenge asina kutamba ndozvinenge zviripo. So hanzi mawanwena, but do you know kuti munhu anozofa is young, guys like us. After these girls vaita izvi, vanozoda kusetla neyoung boys who don't know where they are coming from because of money. Yes, I agree with you. And we have to suffer those consequences. As young people, we always suffer the consequences because vakadzi vese vatinoroora. And I feel pity for decent guys, because these are the most victims of this issue. There are some decent guys wekuti hana mababy akamboita hana makondrob vese and everything, but pakunoroora you find such a lady and anenge akayuzwa akashandiswa and everything else. So the moment you discover, because nothing will be hidden forever, the moment you discover about that, it will be painful to Zimbabwe to actually understand. And I have seen so many marriages being destroyed because of that. So I don't know what we have to do to make sure that we end this thing of harassing others sexually, especially at work and for service provision. I do not know what we need to do, but we need to do something. Okay. Ivy, I'm very sorry. I came to this program, but I'm not the one who programmed it and who brought this headline. So I will need to act on that and deal with it. On my end, what I had in the studio is the story about this lady in the video. And that is the story which I had. And I promise that is going to be rectified, and we are going to deal with that. So it is what it is, Team Zimbabwe. Thank you very much, Ivy, for that. And I acknowledge that we have to fix it. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for the support. Let us meet in other episodes as well as other broadcasts.